Now at 10, what the prosecutor says after a Pineville woman is sentenced for murdering a pregnant woman and her baby. Plus, termite damage forces Pittsburgh to tear down a historic music district centerpiece. And a class in Cherokee County could prevent some residents from becoming scam victims.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Missouri woman receives 2 consecutive life sentences for the brutal murder of a pregnant Arkansas woman and her unborn baby. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Amber Waterman of Pineville, Missouri, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of capital murder in connection with the 2022 deaths of Ashley Bush and her unborn child. Waterman, who had previously been sentenced federally to life for kidnapping and killing Bush, received 2 consecutive life sentences without parole in Arkansas. The plea ended the state's case in which prosecutors had sought the death penalty. The Benton County Sheriff called it one of the most tragic crimes ever encountered. Authorities discovered the burned remains of Ashley Bush's body at a rural property in McDonald County, Missouri. Investigators determined Waterman had kidnapped Bush in Arkansas and killed Bush to kill her unborn baby. That baby girl did not survive. Prosecutors say Waterman will never see freedom again.
Some states, people sentenced to life can parole. Arkansas is not one of those states. So in Arkansas, life means life. And I think the only thing that would get her out would be a casket or a pardon.
Prosecuting attorney says it's been more than 1,000 days since the crime occurred. 1,000 days the families had to mourn and repeatedly meet with officials. Meteorologist Austin Stance joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Thank you. Yeah, we are going to see some cloud cover continue throughout this evening, but it begins to scatter out a bit for us. Take a look at this. Temperatures headed down below freezing after we hit that midnight hour tonight, but then clouds begin to scatter out a bit for us as we hit those early morning hours. 26 degrees overnight tonight. That's right around normal for us, but the winds are calm, so that won't be a factor for this evening. Heading out the door tomorrow, most of that snow is melted away for us, so that's good news. We start off a little chilly here, working our way into the 50s, potentially even the mid 50s by those later afternoon hours. And the heat is not done there. It continues into this weekend. Coming up, we're going to talk about how warm it's going to get and how long that heat is likely to stick around with that early taste of spring. I'll have all the details coming up in my full forecast.
Austin will catch you in a few. A petition's currently floating around Sarcoxie to incorporate the Sarcoxie Rural Fire Protection District into the city. After the city's volunteer fire department shut down, the rural district has seen an uptick of about 200 calls per year. If the issue makes its way to a ballot and passes, more funding could be on the way for the district.
I don't want my house to burn down and nobody's coming or have to wait for a further away fire department to come. So I think by signing this petition and helping it get on the ballot and hopefully it passing will just guarantee for the future that there will always be a fire department here to take care of the citizens of Sarcoxie.
Petitions are currently available to sign at the Red Front and at Sarcoxie City Hall. Cherokee County Sheriff's Office hopes to provide scam protection for some members of the community. The department announces an upcoming class focused on teaching people about some common scams. Those scams run from IRS and government scams to various forms of fraud to romance scams just in time for Valentine's Day.
A lot of times they play on your emotions, so they find you in a vulnerable state, whether someone just got arrested and now they're trying to get your money for that, or maybe you're seeking a friend to talk to and they just play on your emotions and try to make you think that they're having a worse situation than you.
That class is going to take place at the Columbus Community Building February 12th at 6 p.m. Pittsburgh's historic J.J. Richards band shell, located in Lincoln Park, faces demolition after extensive termite damage. The structure has served as the centerpiece of the city's music district since 1937. The city received $250,000 in ARPA funding, originally intended for several minor repairs, but now that money is going to pay for demolition.
ARPA money that we use to do the restoration will actually finish the restoration on the brick buildings, which are on the sides, but it'll also, instead of doing some other things we wanted to do with electricity, we're going to go ahead and use the money to tear down the dome that is in fact falling down.
The city's talking with some donors about rebuilding, aiming to use a better structural material and speaking with local performers as to what they'd like to see added to that structure. A surgeon reached a major medical milestone today at Mercy Joplin. Heath Merkley has completed more than 1,000 robotic-assisted surgeries. Medical robotics allows doctors to perform minimally invasive procedures with greater precision, as well as speeding up recovery time. Doctors emphasize the robot does not operate on its own. Surgeons remain fully in control, using it as an advanced surgical instrument.
We're actually sitting down. Most people don't realize as we're operating to control the robot, but it allows ergonomics to be much better. We can be resting, we can be sitting rather than standing the whole time. It allows us to do much more surgery during the day. So it really prolongs the life of the surgeon potentially too.
In many cases, these surgeries are performed to reduce cancer risk in patients with a family history. Joplin marks the return of its trolley program. Coming up, find out how the city plans to roll out a celebration you can get on board with. But up first, as the search for their mother continues, the family of Nancy Guthrie shares their voices on social media. In Arizona tonight, the search continues for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. Authorities believe she was abducted from her home late Saturday night. Tonight, Savannah Guthrie and her siblings took to social media and spoke directly to their mother's abductors. Andre Gutierrez has the latest.
On behalf of our family, we want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy.
On Wednesday night, Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie and her siblings took to social media to share their deep love for their mother, Nancy Guthrie.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile.
The siblings remain hopeful their mother will be found and shared a message with their mother's abductors.
We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her.
Their message comes as the search for Nancy Guthrie stretches into a fifth day. Authorities say they're continuing to explore any and all leads.
Nothing has come up that says, here he is, here's your bad guy. We're working towards, where's Nancy? Where's Miss Guthrie? We want to find her. That's what everybody wants. Once we do that, then we can worry about the whodunit.
Is there a scenario where you don't find Nancy Guthrie anytime soon?
Absolutely.
No suspect or person of interest in the case has been identified. Late Wednesday came word the FBI is sending more agents to Arizona to help with the investigation. The FBI is analyzing an apparent ransom note that was sent to multiple media outlets. The note contained specific detail about Nancy Guthrie's home and what she was wearing the night of the abduction. Its legitimacy has yet to be verified. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Tucson, Arizona.
Also tonight, President Trump said via social media he's spoken with Savannah Guthrie and has directed all federal law enforcement to be at the Guthrie family's complete disposal as search efforts for Nancy Guthrie continue. The man convicted of 5 felony counts after trying to assassinate the president on a Florida golf course in 2024 is sentenced to life in prison. Prosecutors argued Ryan Routh should receive the maximum sentence, saying he never showed any regret or remorse for his actions. Routh's attorney argued for leniency, saying his client was a decent man. But Judge Eileen Cannon rejected those, saying, quote, "The evil is in you, sir." Then she delivered the sentence, which included enhanced time in jail for federal terrorism charges. Austin returns next with a complete look at the forecast. And a little bit later, we're going to meet a boy who braved dangerous waters to save his family.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, some minor forecast changes tonight, but they get bigger as we head into the next 24 to 48 hours. Right now, we have the stationary front situated off to our northwest, some high pressure off to our west. This is going to sneak into our area and kind of disperse a lot of this cloud cover for us. It's going to eat up a lot of that moisture that's currently around right now. Cloud cover is still headed out through this evening, but it's going to begin to scatter out as we head into tomorrow morning. Check this out. Temperatures right around that freezing temperature as we head into the midnight hour. And then as we head into the overnight, we're dropping into the 20s, but cloud cover across the region that begins to move out of the area as we head into right around 3 a.m. Mount Vernon, you're sitting at 27, Monette 28, Joplin at 30. By the time you're waking up tomorrow morning, likely going to be right around 26 degrees. That's going to put us right around normal. The winds are calm, not a huge factor for tonight. Now, we are going to see some big changes in the forecast here. Above average temperatures for a large portion of the central United States here, and that lasts for more than just a couple days. That's all due to this ridge that's building in. It's forcing our jet stream further north here. As that happens, we're going to see all the warm air fill in underneath the ridge. All the colder air is going to ride around it. So the upper Midwest, the Northeast, all going to see those colder temperatures, while the west and portions of the central United States here are going to get a lot of this warmer air filling in there. That's what we see on our upper flow and our temperature map here. Check out how far that warm air extends all the way into Canada. So it's going to definitely be a major factor, and it all starts tomorrow. It starts off a little chilly out there, but winds are out of the southwest here. Temperatures near 50 degrees by the lunch hour, into the mid-50s by the time we reach the afternoon hours. As we head into the evening there, notice no cloud cover to be found. High pressure moves in. As we head into the evening, fairly mild overnight, upper 30s there. And then as we head 6 a.m., right around 35 degrees, 34 there in Joplin. And as we head into Friday, plenty of sunshine for most of the day. You'll notice a lot of this cloud cover having a hard time sticking around due to that high pressure. Temperatures back into the 60s for your Friday. The weekend's not too shabby either. 61 on Saturday, 66 on Sunday. It's going to be very warm, breezy at times, especially Saturday. Mostly cloudy as we head into Sunday night. Now, some rain chances do begin to develop as we head into this weekend, mainly Sunday night into Monday. That's when we could see a few of those showers begin to develop. But we're back into the 60s on Monday. Just a few light showers beginning to develop there, becoming more widespread as we head into Tuesday and then into Wednesday. Check out this 10-day forecast here. 60s lasting into next week. And then we see that cold front begin to pass on Wednesday. That's when rain becomes more widespread. And then we cool down back to around average by late next week.
Austin, thanks. Hey, with warmer weather within reach, you might want to find some fun family events. If so, all you have to do is check out the events page on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Just scan this handy QR code with your phone. You can do it right now. You'll find information on all kinds of upcoming events. That's the events page at KOAMnewsnow.com. And one of those events takes place this Friday. To celebrate the anniversary of the relaunch of the Sunshine Lamp Trolley, the City of Joplin announces free trolley rides. The trolley system was relaunched 1 year ago. The free ride runs from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. this Friday, and the occasion is an opportunity to introduce the trolley system to folks new to the city or to anyone who's never used the service. In just the past year alone, the Sunshine Trolley system has serviced more than 32,000 riders. Vision Carthage and the Route 66 Subcommittee are calling on artists to help celebrate the 100th anniversary of Route 66. Students from Carthage Tech Center will provide 20 large maple leaf cutouts as canvases for the community art installation. It's known as the Maple Leaf City, and Carthage will showcase these painted leaves at popular tourist spots. Visitors can collect stamps and a local passport book as they find each maple leaf. For more information, including how to submit designs and submission deadline, head over to KOAMnewsnow.com. Still ahead, high school basketball from Webb City versus Miami, plus it's signing day in the 4 states. Sports director Ryan Blank has a breakdown of where a number of local athletes are headed.
Today is National Signing Day around the country, with athletes putting pen to paper to continue their athletic careers at the next level, including a plethora of athletes across the 4 states. Starting in Joplin with the Eagles, who saw 4 athletes sign on the dotted line. Isaac Eustace staying in the 4 states, continuing his football career with the Pitt State Gorillas. A pair of Joplin women's basketball players inked their names on Wednesday, with Alyssa Owens signing with Cowley County Community College and Soleil Parker joining the program at Fort Scott Community College. Cross-country and track runner Brady Honeycutt is headed to Crowder College as well.
When I stepped on campus for my official visit, they just made it feel like home. Like everybody there was just nice and great people, great coaches, and I can truly tell that they're going to develop me into the person I need to be.
I didn't think going into the season I would get recruited or anything, but one thing led to another. Coach Holt reached out, we had a nice conversation, and it led to me recruiting and signing.
As soon as I walked into the gym, I just had the feeling that it was the place I want to go. They were my first offer I got, and they've never left my mind, and it's just somewhere I want to play at.
Over high school, the love just kind of got taken away from me, but this past year I've kind of found it, and just being able to find that spark was, something that I never knew I could get back. So the dream of college basketball became one again, and it's just, when I went to Fort Scott, it just felt like home as soon as I walked in, and the coaches, being able to talk to the players, it was just really inviting and comfortable. So I'm really happy with my decision, and I'm glad that I chose to play college basketball and didn't quit.
In Webb City, a trio of athletes put pen to paper on Wednesday as well. On the softball diamond, a pair of teammates solidified their futures, as Avery Allen signs with Missouri State West Plains, and Carson Cahoon is joining Moberly Area Community College. On the pitch, Caetano Davila is continuing his soccer career at Ottawa University.
I had an amazing visit. I had a really good practice with the team, and I just think that this place is going to be somewhere that I can really grow and learn as a softball player. And I'm just really excited to see the success that the new coaching staff brings to the program.
I went to dozens of camps, talked to multiple colleges, and it was a tough decision for a while because I love all the schools I went to, but none of them really felt right. But then when I went to Moberly, I met the coaches. I texted him for a while. I was like, I love this guy.
I'm very excited. It's something I've been dreaming back home. It's a really big opportunity for me. I'm excited, and I think this is just the start of something big.
Moving to Girard, where 4-sport athlete Maddie Kester will play volleyball at Johnson County Community College. Over her career with the Trojans, Kester surpassed 1,000 career kills and earned all Class 3A honors.
There were a few other schools. Johnson just stood out because, once again, their programs, facilities, they really stood out compared to the rest. And they've had a winning season the past however many years, and that's just something I look for in a school. I want to compete and I want to win some games.
In Fairland, Owls star quarterback Carson Schertz is headed to Southeastern Oklahoma State. Schertz had a standout senior season, leading the Owls to the state semifinals, finishing the year with over 3,000 total yards and 53 touchdowns. After having his mind set on basketball, a successful year on the gridiron changed his heart.
At first, I was really interested in basketball, but then I had a good football season, and Southeastern really gave me a good relationship, and they made a lot of appearances, came to a couple games, a basketball game, and really just a relationship with the coach that made it official.
And in Miami, War Dogs star offensive lineman Josiah Barley will be donning the black and gold at Emporia State. He thanked his parents for their support and making sacrifices to put him in the position he is today. Barley says he looked at other schools, but the Hornets program stood out amongst the most.
I really like their coaching staff, and I feel like the team has a really good camaraderie, and it just really felt like home whenever I went and visited there.
Along with one of their star football players signing to play at the next level, Miami's boys basketball team hit the road to Webb City for a clash with the Cardinals. Webb City looking to bounce back from Tuesday's loss to Kickapoo. First quarter, Cardinals leading, but Miami would cut into it. Cam Humble receives the pass, firing from the short corner. He'll drain the jumper, plus a foul for the and one. But Webb City would respond in a big way. Trey Turner tips the pass, taking it the other way and slamming it home with authority. He finished with 22 points on the night. Final seconds of the quarter, Carson Anderson receives the pass. He'll kick it back to Hudson Matheson. The senior fires from the parking lot, draining the buzzer beater to extend the lead. Cardinals take down the War Dogs at home, 60-49 the final. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
Getting a final look at your forecast here. The warm-up begins tomorrow, 58 degrees, partly cloudy, into the 60s this weekend. My goodness, is that going to feel great. Trade in that parka for a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. Heading into next week, some rain chances do begin to move in. And then by the end of next week, we're cooling back down to right around average.
Sounds good, Austin. Thanks. Now, an incredible rescue in Australia with a 13-year-old boy being hailed a hero for saving his mother and siblings who were stranded at sea. Tina Kraus has that story.
A family beach day of kayaking and paddleboarding became a fight for survival off the coast of Australia when strong winds swept 13-year-old Austin Appleby, his mom, and 2 young siblings out to sea. Mom Joanne decided their best hope was to send Austin to shore in a kayak.
I started paddling in the kayak like this.
But it filled with water and he lost an oar, pushing through waves for nearly 4 hours in shark-infested waters.
I was really scared. I was just thinking in my head, like thinking I was going to make it through.
He says prayer and happy thoughts powered him through as he swam 2.5 miles in rough seas.
I just said, all right, not today, not today, not today. I have to keep on going.
And he did, running another mile once on land to get help. Authorities launched a major rescue operation and found the family nearly 9 miles offshore. Fighting back tears, Austin's mom says she's incredibly proud and thankful to her son. Police called Austin's effort superhuman, saying his determination and courage turned the tide and saved the day. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Quite a hero. Austin says he battled those rough seas. He kept his spirits up by thinking of anything that made him smile, from Thomas the Tank Engine to silly YouTube clips. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Thanks for joining us. Let's make it a great tomorrow.